Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Bryce, and today I'm going to be giving you a Kehlani album review because Kehlani's new album, Kehlani, dropped last Friday, and I took a week to listen to it a lot. So this is my review of it. So let's get right into this. All right, the first thing we're going to talk about is intro. Intro wasn't really, it's an intro track. So Kehlani talks about the growth and struggle and what we are about to listen to. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. 8 out of 10. Now let's move right on into the next track. Alrighty, the first actual track of the album is Another Lover featuring Lil Wayne. And this honestly is classic Lil Wayne guest features. The lighter flick is back. Everybody loves it. I know Kehlani asked him specifically when they were recording this if he could do the lighter flick to open the track. And honestly, it's great. Lil Wayne uses a creative usage of Wheezy F every single time, every single track he's on. And I figured he outdid himself again because he used the term "let's Wheezy F each other." Honestly, that's great. I love it. Kehlani's vocals are on point. It's the best Kehlani opening track since "You Should Be Here" from self-titled project "You Should Be Here." 9 out of 10. Let's get into the next track. Alrighty, next track we're going to discuss is No Such Thing featuring Clips. Kehlani really shows why she's on top in R&B. Clips is out once again, proving why they are still on top of the game with this feature, and it still shows that they can still steal the show. I give this track a 9 out of 10. Next track is Folded. I honestly think it's one of the greatest R&B tracks of all time. This is The Way 2.0. Like when it took over radio play all summer, all of 2025, this track is a never skip. This is a 10 out of 10. And if anyone ever tells me to turn this track off, I will seriously judge them as a person. It's just that good. That one was a 10 out of 10. And now we're going to move on to I Need You featuring Brandy. This is 90s R&B to a T. The golden era of R&B is back. Baby making R&B is back. Brandy's voice is an absolutely soothing presence to this track. And the drop into the key change is absolute perfection. This track, I give it an 8 out of 10. Alrighty, next track we're going to discuss is Ooh. This is officially the baby making portion of the album. So if you don't really like baby making music, don't listen to I Need You and Ooh. But if you do, this portion of it is for you. I love this track. Kehlani is amazing. The vocals are on point. I love this track. I give it an 8 out of 10. Alrighty, now we are going to talk about the third single of this album that came out a week before, and that's Back and Forth featuring Missy Elliott. 2000s R&B and hip-hop are the focal point of this track. Missy is amazing, as usual. Kehlani really bodies this beat. R&B is back 100%. 8 out of 10. Alrighty, next track is Shoulda Never featuring Usher. R&B icons unite on this track. Usher is incredible, as he always is. And I love the backs and forths between Kehlani and Usher. It's one of my favorite parts of this entire album is the back and forths that she has with a lot of male artists on this. We're going to get to another one later that has back and forths, but quite frankly, I love this. I think it's a great track. It's 2000s R&B personified, 9 out of 10. Next track we're going to talk about is You Got It. Kehlani's artistry is really shown on this track. The lyrics plus her voice really make you love every single bit, and you can tell Kehlani loves making this type of music just on this track. Just off of this track alone, 8 out of 10. Next, we have the second single from this album that dropped, Out the Window. If I could rank both this and Folded, higher than 10 out of 10. I absolutely would. This, Out the Window, and Folded are probably on the Kehlani Mount Rushmore. It's a clear 10 out of 10, but if I could make it higher, it would be. And obviously, again, it's a no-skip track under any scenario. 10 out of 10. Alrighty, next track we're going to talk about is Still. And the song title really signifies the type of track it is, because it's a very minimalist, very still vibe that really gives this, there's a really minimalist vibe on this track. You can really feel the pain and emotion from this track. The vocals are on point. You can tell Kehlani is really trying to get her voice to resonate with the listener. 8 out of 10. Okay, next we have Call Me Back, featuring T-Pain and Lil Jon. T-Pain is absolutely incredible on this track. This is very T-Pain sounding, and what I do like is the fact that Kehlani's voice and flow really resonates and really matches the vibe of this track. And T-Pain, Lil Jon, and Kehlani might have just collabed on the song of the summer. 9 out of 10. Alrighty, next we're going to talk about Pocket, featuring Cardi B. And I love how it opens with Cardi B talking all quiet about, get your hands in this pocket. I love this. Cardi and Kehlani collab on the Feel Good track of the summer, which is what I wrote. That should be the tagline for this song. I think it's the Feel Good collab of the summer. This track will definitely dominate the charts on the radio all year long. 9 out of 10. Next, we're going to talk about Lights On, featuring Big Sean. Sean Don and Kehlani collab with a modern sound to an R&B classic sounding track. Big Sean is absolutely back in his bag. I love Big Sean. He's one of my favorite artists, but he's back in his bag with this guest feature. 8 out of 10. Alrighty, next we are going to talk about Sweet Nothings with Leon Thomas. And honestly, this is what R&B is all about. It's two of my favorite R&B artists collabing on one track. And it's a classic sounding R&B track. Both of them play off of each other perfectly. This is another one that I was talking about with the backs and forths that between Usher and Kehlani. This is another one that's very back and forth, and they play well off of each other. I give this track a 9 out of 10. Next, second to last track we're going to talk about is Cruise Control. It's very smooth, laid back, and it really showcases Kehlani's vocal talent. It's very, very, very R&B ballad sounding. 8 out of 10. Alrighty, now the last track that we are going to talk about is Unlearn. And what I said, it's very reminiscent of The Letter and Bright from You Should Be Here, not in the same sense. The Letter is kind of the same sense, but this song is really Kehlani just reminiscing and embracing on past mistakes, and it's Kehlani really growing and becoming a better person from those mistakes. And we're seeing that all the past mistakes have made Kehlani who Kehlani is today. And I really love this track. I gave this an 8 out of 10. So that was the album. I listened to this song. I listened to this album so much. I love this album. I give it an 8 out of 10, or an 8.2 out of 10. I said that probably this is going to win the best R&B album of the year, the Grammys next year, and it should be in the running for album of the year. I'm not going to give it that because Kanye's album dropped, and quite frankly, I think that's one of the two best albums of the year up with this. But anyways, that's going to do it. This album, it was my first one in a while. You can tell that I'm rusty, but I really want to start getting back into album listening and doing reviews. I haven't done one since G-Eazy album a long, long time ago. But anyways, what album should I do? Should I listen to next that you guys would really love me to talk about? Anyways, that's going to do it. If you guys like this video, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.